What's up? Another day, another dollar here. We back at it again on the video. And today is that big day. I'm starting to take apart get everything knocked out for the transmission. So the transmission to get out for the Toyota. So flip the camera around and show you guys what I actually did already and what I have to do currently. Alright, so I was working on getting the axle. The axle did get stuck on the driver's side of the transmission because the differential did go out, sadly. So pretty much, yeah. So I had to try to use a slide hammer. To be honest, the slide hammer is actually good. This guy right here. But this is a couple cons I don't like about this. Really great setup how the locking wrench is. The hammer part is a little bit too light. So yeah, it's a little bit too light. So, but it is what it is. I just replaced another axle. It is what it is. I didn't really want to, but oh well. So right now, since we got the axles pretty much situated out right now, yeah, so I'll be taking off. I had to take off the battery, intake, alternator, AC compressor, headers, take off this bracket here, and just take off these ground connectors off, and then from there just take off the stuff off the ECU. I'm gonna leave the whole entire wiring harness together. So I had to take off the wiring harness off the ECU. Then from there, all I had to do is just take off this connector for the O2 sensor, and then from there just have to just do the right. So it can never be a day when I'm recording for you guys somebody's always interrupted. So yeah, flip the camera on and actually tell you guys what I'm actually doing right now. Pretty much it's like almost the same thing as the last video, but I recorded a little bit. So as we speak right now, as you can tell, I got the battery out of the car. That this tray needs to be to the side. So I got the battery, I got the intake off, I got some of the ground wires that's off, and yeah, and that's the intake for this stuff. So pretty much, yeah, I do recommend when you guys are doing this job, hopefully, I pray you guys are not doing this job, and hopefully your transmission is working. But if you guys' transmission is not working and you guys about to replace it like how I am, I do recommend every bolts that you guys take off, put it back in the same hole. Just because you're gonna be taking off 20,000 bolts, and yeah. But it's pretty much an easy job. I think the last time I did do it, I ended up taking off every single connector and every single off the winding harness off the engine. But you don't have to do that at all, not even a hair, a little bit. I do not even recommend it to take off every connector off of every sensor, because you don't need to. They got one winding harness that's off of this, so some goes off to the transmission that I will show you, but most of the stuff that's to the engine part, because I am going to be taking out the engine and transmission out of the vehicle. It might be a way that you could do it without it too as well. I'm gonna show you guys too as well, but if you guys want to attempt it, just know it's gonna be a real pain. It's one option if you guys are doing a transmission job, is one option to take off the drop down the subframe, have a bracket that's off of these mounts, then it goes into your strut mounts right on the side. Then it'll hold the engine in place, and then from there you can drop the subframe, and then from there you can take off all the bolts off the bell housing, off the transmission, and then do it that way. That's one way to do it. I don't have that piece that goes to the strut bars, so it is what it is. So this is the second method. The second method is, again, might be the worst option ever, probably the worst option, but you will need, if you can lift up this transmission with your hands, you could do that too as well. Or if you have an engine hoist, then you could do that too as well. But you need to take off, I don't even know you're able to even take this bracket off. I don't even think so. No, you're not able to take off this bracket off. this part right here, this part you can take off. Just know it's still going to be a pain because I'm not even sure if you're even able to. But if you clear up all this stuff right here, even like all this stuff on this side, you can possibility, maybe, I don't even think so, but maybe, but you probably had to take off the intake, the throttle body, not the intake, the throttle body off. And you could probably lift it up like this, but you probably had to put an angle. But it's going to be a very difficult job, honestly. But to be honest, if you're going to be doing that method, you're better off just taking off the whole entire engine if you have an engine hoist. It's just going to be easier. It's better off doing it the way that I'm doing, honestly, because it's easier doing it outside the car than actually doing it inside. So it's just, and I'm pretty much halfway there. I already got the hardest part is just the axles on this side. So the only thing I really had to do is take off this connector here off of this O2 sensor. Hopefully I could do it with one hand. Yeah, I got it one hand. So this is really the only connector, honestly, you take off that's off of the engine. Besides you doing the alternator and AC compressor. Besides those two things. But other than that, engine wise, this is the only connector that you honestly had to take off. This is just ground wire, so I don't really think this really it is a connector. But so yeah, so the next step I'm gonna be doing, I had to take off these bolts. These are all 10 mils. And where is, there we go. So take off these are all 10 mils. All right. And then just put these off to the side for right now. Lift this up. Put that to the side. And take your bolts and then put them back in the spot, because last thing you need is to lose these things. That's the last thing you need, is to lose these bolts. So it's better off doing it this way. So it kind of looks confusing to a lot of people. Probably a lot of stuff it is confusing, but I do recommend just take it slow, do one step at a time. You see the winding harness over here? So this is a separate winding harness. This kind of goes more towards the transmission. So really, you're just kind of like finding things. So you guys are just new to all of this and stuff like that. So most of the stuff you honestly don't have to take off. Like this connector right here, this goes up to the winding harness. This goes into the big giant winding harness. So some of these connectors like this, you don't really have to take these off because it's all connected to this big giant winding harness. The only winding harness you honestly have to take off is separately is this here. So this goes onto the starter that's on the bottom. You can take off the starter nut on the bottom if you guys want. My case, I'm just gonna take off the starter itself, because regardless, to take off this transmission, the starter has to come off regardless. So instead of me taking off the nut that's off the starter, I'm just gonna take off the whole entire starter off, put it on the side, leave it in the engine bay, and then call it a day, and then move on to the next. So that's really for the starter. The ground wires like this, you can leave that off to the same. So the only thing you really had to take off, honestly, is the shift linkage. That mine is pretty much broken because I ended up breaking it by accident. So all right, so let me just I'm gonna knock out a couple bolts and try to get it a little bit deeper down. And it's gonna be, this video, it's not gonna be an all big giant video. I'm not doing that. That's gonna be a very long video, and I'm pretty sure not a lot of people's not gonna watch the hour and 30-minute video of me just sitting here wrenching in on a thing. That's a little bit too much. So I'm gonna do this in whatever, like how I did the last one, do this by day, and whatever I reach like get completed in that day, then that's what you guys gonna see. And I'm always gonna have like, I guess we're gonna have the title called I don't know, 99 Camry transmission swap day 1. Yeah, why not, right? Hashtag we break it, I fix it. Just kidding, that's a too long name. But the first part, yeah, we could do that. But yeah, honestly, it's not that hard. But you guys looking at this, it's really honestly not that hard. You guys can do this. It's very easy. It probably looks intimidating. Be like, wow, you kind of like you about to take off a motor, you about to take out a motor out a car. But it's not that hard. Honestly, it's not that hard. If you guys have changed radiators before, okay, boom. Axles, maybe 50-50, maybe not even say 50-50. If you guys are new at working on cars, it's like 25% chance that you change the axle by yourself. But yeah, but the new people is like 75%. They never change the axle out. So yeah, just watch some of my videos how to take an axle but out of a car. And then sometimes you can use these slide hammers, but they actually have one that's actually a coupling that goes in the back. It's like a seat clip, and you put that on there, and then you can use the slide hammer like that, and until it pops right out. But in my case, I wasn't bothering that, honestly. I'm not doing that. So yeah, so let me just get back to work. Let me just finish up on this side. I can't do too much today. But yeah, I'm just gonna just take off the shift linkage off, start her off, and then take off this throttle cable, and then just probably come back and do some more. I'm not sure, but because I had to bring my dad to work in a bit later, so hopefully I can get a lot today. And yeah, I don't know. I'm really debating, should I just go and just get this motor out by today, because I'm really confident I can really get this motor out in maybe in a couple hours, maybe like 2 hours I can get this motor out. So I'm really debating, should I just go and say, okay, let me just plan this day, I'm working on it today, and just knocking this out, at least getting the motor out of the car, and hope maybe we can get the motor back in. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, so that's just easy, but I'll be doing my thinking a little bit. Man, but then, regardless, I know I'm able to, but then I need transmission fluid, so I probably had to go out and do that. So it kind of makes sense for me to, what I probably might do today, I'm gonna get this, so day 1, so I'll keep you guys a little updated. Day 1, I'm just gonna get everything kind of knocked out and everything like that. Day 2 is when I'm gonna get this motor out the car and bring it back in. So that's gonna be day 2. So day 1, I'm just gonna try to get it like close as possible. So I'm gonna try to get everything knocked out. So when day 2 happens, automatically we just gonna just take out the engine and boom, and pop it right back in. So that's gonna be in day 2. So yeah, so I give you guys previews, All right, so let me just finish up and getting a couple things knocked out, and I catch up with you guys in a little bit. All right, so I've been a couple minutes later, probably like maybe 15-20 minutes later. I got a lot of stuff pretty much out already, and the only thing really is to do right now as we speak, to get this motor out of the car, and just to get this motor and transmission out the car. So the first thing I'm gonna go by steps. So the first thing at this point, what I need to do is, number 1, take off this motor mount that's right here. That's easy. Boom, 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 knock that out. 1, 2, 3. The second step is to take off this fuel line off the forgot. I think it's expansion something. I forgot the name was called. But is this the fuel line? I just take off this nut off the fuel line. Boom. That's step 2. Step 3 is after when I take off this guy, then it's a off the power steering pump. I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom in. Yeah, that nut right there, I had to take off that one. That's probably almost the hardest one, because it is a connector that I had to take off too as well, and it's a pain because there's not that much room. But yeah, I will need to take off that off, and then from there, right now as we speak, I just had to take off those 3 things, including the just took off the wiring harness that's in the back. So technically 5, because I need to take off this here off. This goes off of the brake booster, so this hose needs to be off as well. Okay, sorry about that. Again, somebody else always interrupting my video. Life of recording, right? When you actually speaking something that's actually important. So let me flip the camera around and show you guys what I knocked out in the past like 30 minutes from the last video. Alright, so headers is off. As you can tell, it's right there. And AC compressor is off. It's right there on the seat. Alternator is off. Right there in the seat. I actually got the fuel line off right there, and I got the bolt back in there too as well, with the crushing washer too as well. That's on there. Well, that's off. So the only steps right now as we speak, hopefully I am right, besides the motor mounts, because that's an obvious. That's an obvious. Can't lift up the motor and transmission with the mount still bolted onto the car. So this is the only thing that's really left I need to take off. It's power steering line. I need to take off this hose that goes into the power steering pump, and then from I can leave the belt. The belt can stay on. That's not no big deal. But I need to take off the power steering hose, and then from there I had to take off the ECU, the wiring off the ECU. Then from there, honestly, it's just the hood that I had to take off, and just the motor mounts, and this horn tie thing can come off. So it's really not bad. So this is the steps that I'm gonna be doing, and I'm gonna close out this video for today. So this is the steps that I'm gonna be doing for right now. So I'm gonna clean up all this mess, put this all away, because stuff like this I'm not gonna be putting away in for a while. But I'm gonna put the wheel back on, tighten everything back up, not tighten up, but just put the wheel back on, put, you know, the bolts back in there and the shocks and stuff like that, and set it on the floor. But before I set on the floor, right, the hood is gonna come off, power steering line is gonna come off, wiring harness is gonna come out, and just double check if everything is off the floor and stuff like that. So then from there, it's just gonna be easier. I did it last time with the car on the jacks, but it's gonna be easier for me. Not necessarily I have to do it, honestly, and I honestly might just leave it like this. Yeah, it makes more sense. But yeah. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. But I was thinking about putting the wheel back on, putting the car back on the floor, and then after that, getting everything ready, like all the bolts off the the bottom of the motor mounts, pretty much gone. And then from there, all I had to do is just, you know, jack up the car, jack up the engine, and, you know, and it will come off. But I was thinking about doing that, but knowing myself, I would do that. But then I would forget something that's underneath the car that I have to go and do. Then I end up having to jack up the car back again. So knowing my luck, because it's always going to be like that. And then yeah, and I'm going to show you some dumb moments that I just did just now. Really dumb moments. Stupid, but I'm able to fix it. Yeah, it was stupid. Real stupid. I'm not even going to lie. It was the most dumbest thing I ever did. So remember that thing when I was telling you about the shift linkages? the bolt was pretty much off. So I was trying to go and try to jiggle it off, and it wasn't working as good. So then from there, I was like, know what? Let me just take off the nut. The nut is on the backside. Me being stupid, I totally forgot it's a clip that's in the back of the thing. All I had to do is pull. Yes, Toyota probably made this design dumb because they could have put this in the front than this actually having a bolt in the back. It makes more sense, but pretty much what I did was I was trying to take off this bolt, and I ended up breaking the plastic piece on there. So it's not no big of a deal because it is all it is just a shift linkage. So it's not no big a deal, and plus it's plastic. So honestly, all I had to do is just buy one of those plastic welding guns. So it comes like it's like a plastic gun. It's like not a plastic gun, but it's like a plastic welder gun. But it comes like a little thing, like kind of like a glue gun, and they have these little staples, and then it would heat up, and then it would just, and then after that you just push it in there, and then it would be solid in place. Then from there, after when I fix that, when I do that, then I can put some JB plastic bond. So and then I can put that like a little dab in it and put it around it, let it dry, and that thing will be solid in there. So that is the fix for that, what I have to go and do. So it's not like a big concern, and me fixing it instead of me sitting here buying it. It is an old car, because I don't know. Last thing I want to do is just sit here and take apart the dash too as well, and just to go and replace a linkage that's all for just a little piece right there. That's the one thing I ain't doing, is that. So I'd rather do the easiest and quickest way and the cheapest way to fix it, instead of me doing a long way and replacing the whole entire cable, and then it's just that, to be honest. They probably got replacement parts, honestly. Let me show you guys too as well. Let's put the camera on. They probably got replacement parts, because all it is just this little piece right here, and it's like a little plastic piece that goes over it, and it looks like it slips on. So honestly, me being honest, I'm not exactly sure, but they probably have something that's like a replacement part that you can actually just slip this on, and you know, stuff like that. Or they probably got a metal piece, honestly. Me personally, if I had a metal piece, I would have actually, like, instead of plastic and just metal, I would have just took that and just welded it on there. Yeah, so situations like that would never even happen. But pretty much, yeah. That's gonna be, honestly, it for today, because mainly the main reason why I can take out this motor and the transmission, but I don't got the fluid right now at all. Yeah, I don't got the fluid right now, so run to the store and actually get that. So I'm really 50-50 of debating, should I just wait until tomorrow so I can have a fresh new day, because I still gotta do a couple things too as well. So I think that's let me stand back here off the sun, but I think that's gonna be it for the plan for today. I'm gonna finish it up, because mainly I don't want the engine to be sitting on the floor. That's the main thing. It makes no sense. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait until tomorrow so I can get the fluids and stuff like that and get everything good. But it's mainly not the fluids, it's mainly me having a fresh day, like a fresh new day, so I can wake up in the morning, start all it is, and really by tomorrow, besides the parts that I just broke, that I can get everything, yeah, because I just need the driver's side axle. But yeah, pretty much other than that, then I can get everything knocked out. So yeah, so I can get pretty much everything pretty much knocked out, at least by tomorrow, at least. But besides the axle, hopefully, I wish I did have the axle. I can probably order that too as well. But besides these little pieces that I broke, these little, like those, you know, the small little pieces, besides those things, if I had those right now and those was like, you know, wasn't broken, I would have got this car on the road At least by tomorrow night. Yeah, at least by tomorrow night. But it might be a little bit longer just because, but yeah, I knocked out a lot of stuff out for the first day. So, yeah. So all this stuff. And then this is all I had to clean. Yeah. And this is going to be it. So, that's it for today. I'm not sure how long this video is, but that's it for today for swapping the transmission on a 99 Camry. Yeah, on a 99 Camry. So pretty much, yeah. See you guys in day 2. But like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. And then the people who did subscribe to my YouTube channel, I really do appreciate it. Hopefully we can reach 250 subscribers by the end of the year. I guess that's the next goal. By the end of the year, 250 subscribers. That's what we're gonna try to aim for starting today. So just like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one.